before the US President Donald Trump was due to host Ukrainian President Zelensky at the White House, Donald Trump has said that the Ukrainian president can end Russia's war if he wants to, but there will be no going into NATO by Ukraine as part of a peace deal. Trump also said that there would be no getting back to Crimean Peninsula, which Moscow annexed in 2014, 8 years before launching its full-scale invasion. Trump's remarks follow his summit with Russian leader Vladimir Putin in Alaska that resulted in the US president dropping a demand for a ceasefire and calling instead for a permanent peace deal. My colleague Sumita Karir is joining us live. Sumita, bring us up to speed on what is unfolding at the White House right now.
Absolutely, Anjali. So this is the big ticket event, the big ticket meeting that the world is going to be watching out for, given the fact that Donald Trump not only meets President Zelensky, but also a whole host of European leaders as well. Remember, this comes after Donald Trump had a summit with President Putin in Alaska, although there was nothing concrete that came out of that meeting. However, both sides stated that the meeting was productive, that the meeting was fruitful. Donald Trump also suggested that, of course, a lot of things were agreed upon. However, one or two things remain. So, of course, we'll have to see how tonight's meetings in the White House really go, with European leaders and Zelensky on one side to represent their side of the story. And, of course, what's important to note as far as the story goes is the fact that Donald Trump has posted on his Truth Social platform that no getting back a Crimea, that Obama administration, he claims, that gave 12 years back. So, of course, those territorial concessions are likely to not be given by the United States to Zelensky. On the other hand, he also states that no going into NATO by Ukraine. Remember, this has been a big ask of Russian President Vladimir Putin as well, that Ukraine should not become part of NATO. However, it remains to be seen if there will be a middle ground that will be arrived at to ensure that security guarantees, not just to Ukraine, but European leaders are given. Overall, Zelensky has welcomed this meeting. In fact, he's also hinted at perhaps a trilateral that could be arrived at, that could be reached at between him, Donald Trump, and of course President Putin on one side. So remains to be seen what the outcome of this meeting is going to be, and whether the united European front will be able to push back against Russia's demands as well, and to what extent will they be able to do when this meeting happens later tonight.